Over the last 200,000 years, Earth and human civilization have made an incredible journey, going through countless transformations along the way. Despite only existing for a minuscule 0.0015% of the universe's staggering 13.7 billion year history, humanity has managed to accomplish feats that once seemed impossible. From roaming the grasslands of Africa as hunters and gatherers, we've expanded to inhabit the entire globe, all in what's barely a cosmic blink. Throughout this rapid development, some of the most brilliant minds in history have pushed our species forward, achieving once unimaginable goals. In just the past 150 years, we've evolved from being earthbound to setting foot on the moon, our nearest celestial neighbor. As impressive as these advancements are, when placed within the broader context of the universe, we may still be quite insignificant. So, what would happen if we encountered a civilization far more advanced than our own, equipped with technology beyond anything we could ever conceive? In 1964, Soviet astronomer Nikolai Kardashev proposed a theoretical scale to categorize civilizations based on their capacity to harness energy. Today, this is known as the Kardashev scale. Initially, the scale outlined three main types, though over the years, many scientists have proposed expansions and tweaks to it. This scale is logarithmic in nature, which means as one moves up the types, the civilization's energy control increases dramatically. Kardashev's original model defined three levels based on how much power a civilization can access. Type 1, the smallest of the three, is what we call a planetary civilization. This would be most comparable to Earth in theory. A Type 1 civilization can utilize the full amount of energy received by its home planet from its star, in our case, the Sun. That energy totals a staggering 7 times 10 to the power of 17 watts. But notice I said most comparable, because humanity hasn't quite reached Type 1 status just yet. Surprisingly, we still fall below the first level. We're what's often labeled as a Type 0 civilization. When the scale was introduced, Carl Sagan, the famed astronomer, came up with a formula to estimate a civilization's Kardashev ranking using energy consumption in watts. According to that formula, a Type 0 civilization consumes about 1 megawatt of power, which is extremely small when compared to what's needed for Type 1 status. Back in 2015, global energy consumption reached 17.35 terawatt, a colossal figure by our standard. When that number is plugged into Sagan's formula, humanity's current rating comes out to approximately Type 0.72. Even though we have a population of 7 billion, sent people to the moon, launched probes into deep space, and begun planning Martian colonization, we still don't make it past the 0-point threshold on the Kardashev scale. According to Sagan, humanity is in a transitional stage, a kind of technological adolescence, inching toward Type 1 status. Theoretical physicist Michio Kaku believes we may achieve this milestone within the next 100 to 200 years. Type 2 might take a few thousand more, and Type 3 could be anywhere from 100,000 to a million years away. These colossal timelines really highlight the scale of progress needed to move up even a single step. Still, becoming a Type 1 civilization would be monumental. At that point, we'd have total control over our planet's energy, possibly influencing the weather, altering planetary geology, and unlocking a host of unimaginable capabilities. But even this amount of power pales in comparison to the next step, Type 2. Known as a stellar civilization, a Type 2 society would command the full energy output of its star, dispersing it throughout the solar system. One popular concept for how they might accomplish this is through Dyson structures, massive orbital arrays that collect stellar energy. Popular in science fiction, these megastructures were conceptualized by physicist Freeman Dyson as enormous solar power collectors encircling a star. Some proposals even include more exotic ideas. For example, feeding a star into a black hole and collecting the resulting energy from the accretion disk. While this seems far-fetched, it's still a plausible energy source in theory. A Type 2 civilization wouldn't just build these structures. They would live within them, dominate their solar system, and manipulate planetary bodies with ease. Some proposals even include more exotic ideas. For example, feeding a star into a black hole and collecting the resulting energy from the accretion disk. While this seems far-fetched, it's still a plausible energy source in theory. A Type 2 civilization wouldn't just build these structures. They would live within them, dominate their solar system, and manipulate planetary bodies with ease. The power of such a civilization is staggering, but it still falls short when compared to Type 3. A galactic civilization of this scale could tap into the energy of an entire galaxy. The idea might sound like science fiction, but it's worth imagining. Like a Type 2 civilization, they'd harness stellar energy, mine planets, and manipulate entire systems, but on a galactic scale. For them, stars and planets might be little more than building blocks. They could dismantle planets and reconstruct them elsewhere to suit their needs. Their control over the galaxy would be so thorough that everything from stars to solar systems would be repurposed like tools in a cosmic sandbox. Accessing energy from quasars and black holes would be routine. Interestingly, such a civilization might even be invisible to us. By capturing all energy within their galaxy, the starlight would vanish, leaving no visible trace. From our point of view, it might look like a hole in space, or simply nothing at all, which brings us to the Great Void, a region of space that spans roughly 330 million light-years. This supervoid contains dramatically fewer galaxies than expected. Scientists estimate it should hold at least 2,000 galaxies, yet only around 60 have been observed. That's just 3% of what we'd expect. So, where are the missing galaxies? Is it possible that we're seeing the footprint of a Type 3 civilization, one that's consumed all energy in its domain, making its entire region of space dark and empty? Could they be operating an empire with a $330 billion economy we'll never detect?